All right, all right. Once again, we want to thank and welcome all of you for joining in with us this evening for our standing Tuesday night MoveQuest information call. We love having the ability to, get updates and information that are pertinent to the platform on a weekly basis, and it is especially pleasing to have the creator of the project that comes in on these evenings and shares directly with the community. So before we get started, I want to thank again all of you that are part of the community that have been out sharing, everything that MoveQuest has to offer. Those individuals that are helping build the community and those individuals that are just here and actually leveraging what this platform in and of itself has to bring or offer to you as an individual. We want, like, and understand that this is a platform that is designed for each and every person to benefit in one way or another. Those of you that are new to MoveQuest, we want to welcome you to the MoveQuest community and family. Those of you that are just listening in for the very first time, we want you to be comfortable and take some time, sit back, grab your pen, take some notes so that you can reach back out directly to the person that shared this call with you or directly with customer support or any of the other team members within the MoveQuest family so that you can get all of your questions answered so that you can make an informed decision as to whether or not this is something that is the right fit for you. And as always, we want to make sure everybody knows and is aware that this platform or this call, none of the information that you hear is designed to be or even intended to be any type of investment advice. None of the people that you're going to hear from are licensed or trained to be able to provide financial advice to you. However, you may hear some things that suggest that the ability to generate some form of profit is present with this platform. And just using pure math and numbers, there are projections that can be made as to the value of what the assets that are generated or produced within this platform can bring to an individual that chooses to engage. So I want you to listen intently for all the information that's being delivered for this evening. And as always, I have one of my core team members with me, Mr. Hayden Andre this evening. We also have another gentleman, Mr. Isaac Moody, and we may, who knows, somebody else may pop in here momentarily that are always working. Some of us you may not see or hear from directly on a public forum on a consistent basis, but just know that there's a good number of individuals that have truly embraced this project that are out there grinding and working extremely hard on a day in and day out basis to make sure that the foundation is solid and so that we can have a platform or a place to call home that is here, not just for today, not just for tomorrow, but for years and years to come. So before we get started, I want to bring Mr. Hayden Andre up to share any words of wisdom or encouragement or insight that he may want to share with us this evening. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, brother Herschel. I am just excited, super jacked up. I don't know about words to say, but I'm just here to share some excitement with the crowd. And you're on your A game tonight, brother. I appreciate you. How is everything going on your side?
Wonderful, 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 man. Just glad to be here, loving, the things that are happening. There's a lot of projects that are out there. And some of you that's been here for the last year or so, you've heard me say this in some of my presentations a year ago. This is a project, it's just built different. It's just built different. And I'm excited to see what the future holds.
You're absolutely right about that. One of a kind. There is no other project on the planet like MoveQuest. We always say that, and it's real. You can test that out. In fact, we challenge you to test it out. On that note, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting Tuesday night MoveQuest update call event. As Mr. Herschel Crow said, this is Hayden Andre, your friendly neighborhood digital asset investor. Massive shout outs to the MoveQuest Nation. And I don't know about anyone else, but I, for one, have my pen ready, my notebook ready, my finger on the trigger, ready to take some screenshots. As you know, Professor Lynette is always dropping some advanced nuggets of crypto and blockchain wisdom. So I'm making sure that I'm ready, and I recommend that you all do the same. Just a quick word before the rock star of the evening takes the stage. For those of you who don't know me, my background is in recording engineering, music industry arts. I used to run a record label, music publishing company, DJ after hours, underground house, techno, all of that. And like many of you, someone invited me to take a look at MoveQuest. And I'm very happy today that they did. In fact, I'm even more happy that he didn't prejudge me. He didn't prejudge my ability to understand the project, and he didn't prejudge my level of interest. He allowed me to he allowed me the opportunity to review the information and make a decision for myself. And I'm happy that he did that because when the details were shared with me, I became super excited to say the least. A move to earn app that empowers its users to acquire crypto anywhere in the world. No selling products, no selling services, no recruiting and team building as a condition of success. A powerful stream of income that I have full control over. All I got to do is focus on being active on a daily basis. For me, that was a complete no brainer. Needless to say, we took action immediately, no wasting time whatsoever. And I'm grateful today for that invitation because that one decision that we took to take action immediately resulted in a result that most people only dream about. And all you need is a device, data, and Wi Fi. So, my sincere advice to everyone is share and don't prejudge anyone. And share not for the purpose of recruiting, for the principle of success that is associated with empowering others. You see, the legend Napoleon Hill, the author of the book Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill is known as the multimillionaire maker. He said, "It is literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others to succeed." Do you know how upset many of your family members, friends, business associates, how upset they're going to be when they know that you experience massive success with MoveQuest and you've been involved with MoveQuest for months or years and never shared it with them? Take that excuse away from everyone that you know. Make it so that no one can say that you are the gatekeeper to wealth creation. Those of you who are sharing, though, please remember to prioritize safety, security, and best practices. We strongly advise new participants to write down their passwords and write down that recovery phrase. Keep it in a safe place. Have multiple copies of it. Avoid having electronic records. You know, if your device is compromised, the criminals who compromise your device will also have access to that sensitive information. So write it down and do not share it with anyone. Mr. Herschel Crow, that's all from the coach tonight. I'm gonna advise everybody to just stay focused, stay rich, max out all day, every day. Back over to you, brother.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. As always, some very, very, very key points that you made there, or what have you. And I just hope everyone takes heed, especially when we start talking about safety and security. It's one thing to make it, it's another to keep it. So we want to make sure we do that for every single member of our community or what have you. This next gentleman that I want to actually bring to the fore is, I don't know if he is the oldest member of MoveQuest or not. And when I say old, it's not his age, but the amount of time that he's actually been in this particular project all the way back when it was Get Fit Mining or whatever. But what I do know is that he's been here since the beginning, and he has helped pioneer this entire platform and help build and bring awareness, education, and understanding to the project, and quite possibly could be the reason, his efforts could be the reason why many of us are even here today. So I want to bring Mr. Isaac Moody to the floor so he can share whatever it is that's on his mind or heart that he wants to share, that he feels the community needs to hear this evening. Mr. Moody, are you with us, sir?
Hello, Herschel. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Yourself?
Hey, man, I'm truly blessed, and thanks for the great introduction. Thanks for all that you do day in and day out. Thanks to Hayden and the rest of the team. Thanks to everyone in the community, right? And so I can tell you, I'm out walking right now, getting my steps in, and so this is my third workout for today. Working with soldiers across the Pacific, working with soldiers that are actually deployed down range in combat right now. Well, not combat, let's just say deployment operation. Um, and being able to share this message, regardless of where people are, about something that can benefit you, your family members, your friends. And I get it. Ladies and gentlemen, there is something out there for everyone. But one thing that we do is we can actually help solve a real world problem. We have so many people that are going through things personally, physically, meaning their health, that we can help eliminate, resolve, or decline in percentages due to the fact that our app that we have right here, MoveQuest, can literally help people if they move, right? But you're not just moving, you're moving to mine. And when you're mining actual cryptocurrency and you're actually receiving these passive rewards every single day, and you're earning it 24/7, let me tell you, it takes you to an elusive place that most people wish they could only obtain. And that place is a place of success, right? Your success is based off of what you do in your day, whether it's a little or whether it's a lot. You're earning according to your potential, to what you do, just as Hayden mentioned. And the great thing about it is, everyone here on this call has a child, has a family member that understands gamification. And when you put that into the technical realm of cryptocurrency and how you can earn it through mining, where you're not paying $50,000 for a computer system to mine one single token, ladies and gentlemen, you're mining a multiple of them here in the MoveQuest app. And that excites me. It makes me want to do more each and every day. We have people all over the world. And one last thing I like to share, Herschel, is there is an event in Chicago, Illinois on 6th September. I will be at that event. It's called the Renaissance Festival in Chicago. I will be there. Lynette will be there. We are going to represent MoveQuest. We're going to represent our community. We're going to share with the people of Illinois, those all surrounding areas, about what we're doing here in MoveQuest. And we're trying to literally make them the pilot program for educating them on MoveQuest, cryptocurrency, and how they can literally earn 24/7. So what better way to start off a week, a month, a year than just getting started one step at a time? Back to you, Herschel.
Wow. Out there getting it, making it happen. Love it, love it, love it. And everything that it is that you do. That's going to be powerful. That's one of the things, and many people in the community have said it over the last year or so, or whatever. They want to see, that engagement with the world, going into communities and things of that nature. Well, guess what, folks? That is what you're about to start seeing more and more and more of, not just from MoveQuest as a management team, but I've been having discussions with other individuals that are starting to get the true concept of how MoveQuest is a platform that not only people can plug into to mine tokens, but other projects, businesses, organizations, and things of that nature can actually plug in collectively or whatever and benefit from a different side of the of or a different aspect, if you will. So I'm truly excited about what is here and what's to come in the near future. But as always, we want to hear directly from the person that's actually pulling the strings, connecting the dots, doing the math, and making it happen. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and bring to the fore Miss Lynette Arden so she can share more information and maybe even a presentation with the community this evening. Miss Lynette, how are you doing this evening, ma'am?
I'm good. How are all of you guys tonight? Hopefully
Wonderful.
everybody's doing well. I am going to do a presentation tonight simply because 4 years of development and we are finally almost fully completed with our roadmap. It should be done everything but challenges by September 1st. That'll be our last piece. So I'm going to just get right into sharing my screen. And hopefully everybody will hopefully I've made it super simple. It shouldn't be a real long presentation. I have to start sharing first, and then I'll bring up my presentation here. Let me hide this. I can't see my, what do you call that? My mouse pad once I do the play. All right. So MoveQuest is the real life gamification that turns your physical activity into mining rewards. And as I was just saying, we are 4 years of development under our belt, and our roadmap is completed. Okay, we're wrapping up all of the final features. So for those of you who have been here from day one, you guys have got to be really happy to hear that. I want to go over some basic terms with everybody in case we have new people here for the presentation. Because if you're new to crypto, these terms that are on your screen, this is really what you need to know right in the beginning. One, we are completely decentralized. That means there's no company or person that controls our system. MoveQuest runs on code and it's community driven. There is no central authority. You have complete and full ownership of all your activities, all your rewards, and you are the one who actually executes everything that you do within our system. Every time you're pushing a button, you're making a call to a smart contract. It doesn't require any human intervention whatsoever. Smart contracts are automated programs that live on the blockchain and they run exactly as they were coded to run. In MoveQuest, our smart contracts handle everything: your proof of physical activity, your submissions, your claims, your rewards, any referrals, all of your mining, and it doesn't require a human being to approve or push buttons like you do in your typical companies or any platform that you might be involved in. Your miners are also tokens. These are NFTs. And your miners are what you need in order to mine that MoveQuest. So as soon as you plug your miners into your mining dock, each individual slot, one miner fits in each slot, you are then connected with your proof of physical activity. And we have 5 levels of miners, and they each have different levels of mining power, and they all have different mining or earning potential, as well as the more you move, the more you mine. Everybody will need a DApp wallet. That's a decentralized app wallet. It's a crypto wallet that connects you to the blockchain or blockchain apps like MoveQuest. You own your private keys. You own your crypto. There's no middleman. There's no bank. There's no passwords to lose. Just make sure you don't lose your 12-word passphrase. Blockchain is a public, unchangeable digital ledger. Okay, it records every action that is submitted to it. It proves what you've done, and it ensures complete transparency, fairness, and security across our entire MoveQuest system. Validation. Okay, this is the process of proving your physical activity is real. When you push that submission button, it is actually validating your physical activity that came through your fitness trackers that connected to your miners, generated hashes that you've recorded to the blockchain. And this validates your mining rewards that you earned throughout a 24-hour period of physical activity and sleep. Proof of physical activity is a term that I've coined with this project in its early days of creation, and it simply stands for proof of physical activity mining. It's our version of proof of work. Instead of running a computer to earn crypto, you're moving your body. You're walking, you're running, you're working out, you're sleeping, you're burning calories. Your movement is what mines the MoveQuest token. The MoveQuest token is the native token that you're mining by being active in our ecosystem. It's used to unlock features, to mint miners, and to build wealth through your physical activity within our ecosystem. The vault is where all of the unmined, never in circulation tokens are stored for future distribution and mining rewards. It helps keep the ecosystem sustainable and balanced also over time. And liquidity pool, that's the engine behind the token's market value. Okay, the in-app fees within the MoveQuest ecosystem is what fuels the liquidity pool. Unlike all the other projects out there that require the community of people to actually provide the liquidity, which means they can pull it too whenever they want to, all of the liquidity comes from within the ecosystem, from that peer-to-peer engagement. So what is MoveQuest? MoveQuest uses proof of physical activity mining. It's building health and wealth simultaneously. So the more you move, the healthier you become, and the more MoveQuest you're mining. So unlike proof of work, which requires energy-intensive computing, or proof of stake, which relies on holding your tokens, proof of physical activity verifies your real-world movement to mine the tokens. So the more you walk, run, dance, stretch, work out, mow your yard, put a new roof up, whatever it is that you do, go grocery shopping, take your dog for a walk, run outside with your kids, jump rope, skip, hop, hula hoop, whatever it is you do, anything that keeps your body moving is keeping your body healthy, and it's building your wealth. MoveQuest uses proof of physical activity to validate those real world movements with the smart contracts, which is recording that activity directly to the blockchain. That's what validates your mining rewards. MoveQuest is fully decentralized with blockchain transparency. It doesn't need me or anybody else to operate the system from behind the scenes. It only needs you to execute a call to a smart contract. And all this is automated. Our awesome developers and designers have created all the buttons, and it walks you right through the app. But every time you are doing an activity within the app, you're making calls to the smart contracts. Everything's done instantly and in real time. You own your data. Your activity is never stored or sold. We don't even store it on our servers. In fact, we don't really even have, our server costs are so nominal. Like our server costs cost less than it would for me to take my family out to dinner. So everything is recorded to the blockchain, and only you can choose to record it to the blockchain. And we never store it, so it's not used on our end. We only receive the read-only data that comes through, and you actually submit that to the blockchain. There is no central authority, as I've said. All your rewards, your fees, and your functions are all handled automatically and transparently through smart contracts. So all you have to do is go to the smart contract, search your wallet, and everything is right there in real time, block number, and it can never be removed, changed. It's there forever. MoveQuest is like a city. This is a project that actually has built in a full ecosystem loaded with utility and use case for the MoveQuest. And most of your projects need that new money to keep going. MoveQuest doesn't. The in-app fees to unlock features, those get recycled back into the system to support the liquidity. So it's like a city that runs on the energy its community generates. I'm going to go over the ecosystem in each piece. The first are your mining dock slots. Think of this as your power grid, okay, within the MoveQuest city. This is where you plug in those miners so that they can activate and start working for you. We have a new feature that we're going to be releasing on September 1st. It's not new, let's put it this way, it's an enhanced feature, the Phantom Miners. We want to make sure that everybody is able to take advantage of MoveQuest's system. It's an amazing project. There's nothing like it on the planet. We are not, so we call ourselves Move to Earn, but we're really not. We are Move to Mine, okay, because you're actually mining the MoveQuest token. And so we kind of are in a category of our own. And we want everybody to be able to experience the true awesomeness, I guess, of this project. If you're, right now, you currently can just use one Phantom miner, okay, but on September 1st, you'll be able to, we can increase the number of Phantom miners that we're going to offer to the community, and we're going to start with 9. This means that anybody can get started mining with 9 Phantom Trailblazers. That's with 100% mining power. That means they can get started with 900% mining power, and they're going to be able to use the Phantom miners for 90 days before they expire. And so that's building the community, and they're submitting and they're claiming and they're engaged within the ecosystem, and they didn't have to spend a dime. That's the proof that we don't need new money or new investors coming into the system. Our ecosystem relies on an engaged peer-to-peer community. Our incubator hatchery, this is where, when you want to mine with higher mining power, you can go into the incubator hatchery. Think of this as your cashback hub. You know how you get those cash reward, go to Kohl's to give you, what is it? Kohl's Cash. And they have, I can't remember what the app is, where you get cash back on your spends. The incubator hatchery is the same way. This is where you get the Vanguard miner. The Phantom miners, we're starting out with Trailblazers. After our 90-day promotion, we'll probably bump them down to Navigators. So right now it's the Trailblazers. And we can go even as high as Titans now with our Phantoms. Okay, we've upgraded our Phantom miners so we can use all tiers of miners, and we can adjust the days accordingly depending on what promotions that we're running. But the incubator hatchery is the only place you can get a Vanguard unless you have miners that you want to evolve, which I'll get to that in a minute. So your incubator hatchery, that's your cashback hub. You're spending MoveQuest to get the Vanguards, but through the incubator hatchery, it's going to reward you every day that you submit 0.001846 MoveQuest per MoveQuest that you spent. So if you spent 25 MoveQuests to get a Vanguard, every single day, take the 25 MoveQuests you spent, times it by 0.001846, and that's what you're going to earn in the incubator hatchery. This is separate from your proof of physical activity mining. You submit your proof of physical activity mining to get your mining rewards. But because you did that and you purchased Vanguards through the incubator, you're getting an additional mining reward. And you'll get that for 222 days for spending your MoveQuest in the incubator to get the Vanguard. The Nest Hatchery, think of that as like your premier checking account at your bank. You deposit MoveQuest. You're putting it in a savings account, basically. You're holding it there. And you're going to earn MoveQuest on the amount of MQT that you have in the Nest Hatchery. The Golden Hatchery is like your VIP bank account. It's like your premium one, though. At the very top, you get the high interest rate, all that good stuff. It allows you to claim your MoveQuest rewards daily to roll right back into the Golden Hatchery. So basically what it does is it just removes what you've earned in the golden hatchery and deposits it into your balance so that you can compound and earn more MoveQuest each and every day through the golden hatchery. The only way to get into the golden hatchery is to come through the incubator or the nest. And you have to be mining, because in order to submit or in order to earn any additional MoveQuest mining rewards in any of the 3 hatcheries, you have to submit each day. If you don't submit today, you wouldn't get your hatchery reward. If you submit tomorrow, you would. If you don't submit the next day, you wouldn't. And so it's not open to the public. You literally have to be engaged within the ecosystem to mine the additional MoveQuest rewards in the hatcheries. The evolution, think of this as your trading post. This is where you trade in your lower powered miners for higher powered miners. And the evolution takes USDT, and that is part of the liquidity as well. Your mining dock slots take MoveQuest and AVAX. The Phantom miners are free. They don't cost anything. You just have to plug them into you just activate them in your mining dock. The incubator hatcheries, they're just deposits. The incubator, you're spending the MoveQuest. The nest and the golden, you're depositing the MoveQuest to earn on it. You get it all back from the nest and the golden. The evolution takes the USDT. That is paired to the MoveQuest for liquidity. And the evolution is also where you can merge your vanguards for the Titan. The only way to get a Titan is by coming through the evolution, merging 2 vanguards, and then you get the Titan. And that also costs USDT in addition. The power-ups, these are your boosts. Think of that as your gas station within your ecosystem in your city. You buy the boosts to fuel your miners, to give them more mining power. And we'll be introducing those as well. On the 1st, you'll be able to even one of the power-ups is, let's say you want a rest day, but you don't want to miss a submission. You can buy a power-up boost so you can submit the prior day's physical activity a second time so that you can have your rest day for those of you that go to the gyms and do those heavy workouts. Networking. Think of this as your meet and greet. This is where you will have all of your social share buttons that it'll have text you can share to like any of the social platforms that you're on. There's so many of them. I'm not even going to start listing them. It's also got your activation codes back there. It will give you presentations. You'll have a QR code that you can share if you want to download information that you want to share with people, business cards, all that stuff. That's the networking, the meet and greet section of the project. The leasing, think of that as your rental marketplace. Any extra miners that you've acquired that you are not using, you can lease them out to other people who don't have their own miners. Okay. Now, the leasing, while it's ready, the demand for those miners yet, we need once the community is a little bit bigger. We're operating on a small community, and we've got an amazing market value. For those of you who know, none of your projects in the crypto space would be at the market value we're at with the small size community that we have. And so that also proves that our self-sustaining ecosystem is very powerful. But once we reach that level of demand where it's more expensive and maybe even too expensive to mint the miners, people who are coming and getting involved in the project will be able to lease the miners that you're not using. You set your own leasing fee, and everything is managed through smart contracts, and you get paid up front for leasing out those miners. Challenges, think of that as your adventure arena, like Zap Zone or something like that. This is where you'll be able to create challenges. The project will have challenges. You can, set fees to join your challenge. You can reward prizes for your challenges, as well as the project can do that as same as the community can. The submissions, that's your proof of physical activity validator. This is where you're submitting that proof of physical activity, and your claims, that's your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Okay, that's when you're claiming all of those MoveQuest rewards. So this is a decentralized world where your movement is earning real crypto assets. Not only do you have the NFT miners that are tokens, but you also are mining the MoveQuest token. We also give you a command center. Think of this as your headquarters. This is your dashboard. Within your dashboard, you have a wallet scanner. That's like your intel agency. You can check your wallet to see what it's received in miners, what it's received in rewards. And you could also check if you have people that you've shared MoveQuest with, you can also check their wallet if they have questions and don't know how to use it. We have our merch store coming. Think of that as Quest Outfitters. All that fancy swag and stuff that people have been wanting is going to be live also on September 1st. We have our help center. This is your info booth. Okay, this is where you can go and get answers to questions that you may have. We are a multi-chain mining platform. Think of this as the teleport station. Very soon, you'll receive miners to mine on the Binance Smart Chain. And hopefully within the next 3 to 6 months, we'll be introducing a third blockchain. Your global stats, again, this is your intel agency. It shows you how many submissions were submitted for, I think it gives you maybe 20 days, maybe 30 days. I'm not sure how many days it lists back there. It shows you what the average trailblazer is mining, or maybe it's a navigator, but I'll have it changed to trailblazer. And also what the average Titan is mining overall, averaged out among the entire community. And your power-ups, think of that as your gas station. This is where you're fueling those miners when you want to give them a boost, you know, like that racing fuel, that Torco racing fuel. That's kind of what your power-ups are for to your miners. So you can track your miners' submissions, your earnings, your boosts, your referrals, and more. Everything is all in one place. And it's really simple to get started. We've made it very easy with MoveQuest. You just download the MoveQuest app. If you're on Android, you go to the Google Play Store. If you're using an iPhone, then you would go to the App Store. You need to create your DApp wallet. Make sure you save your 12-word passphrase. Back up your private key. You need to fund your wallet with USDT. If you're going to evolve, you need to fund your wallet with AVAX for your submissions, and you start mining. You just plug them in and you start going. And that's how simple we've made it. While MoveQuest is a very complex project, over the last 4 years, we've really, I think, learned how to simplify it and make it easy, step by step, even for the person who doesn't understand crypto. We are still running our promotion that we offer to our community first. It's going to go, public as far as marketing and advertising on September 1st. We'll be marketing on different platforms, and we'll share that with you once they get going. Everyone who unlocks their first 10 mining dock slots will unlock the remaining 8 to get you to 18. We've had so many people ask if we would keep running our Titan promotion. We are going to run it for maybe the next week. We're going to bring that back up and see if we can reach our goal of the 5,500 wallets. So those of you that missed it, we're going to run it until next Tuesday's call. We'll see where we're at, if we're going to extend it for another week. So those of you who are on the call, we're going to try to shoot for that 5,500 number. So many of you have requested that. I've thought about it for a few days. I wasn't going to do it. Even up until this call tonight, I wasn't going to do it. But I've changed my mind as I'm sitting here on the call thinking, you know what? It's probably, worthwhile to do it. And so we'll run it for from till next Tuesday night. We'll get on the call. We'll decide if we're going to run it another week. A lot of that will depend on, how well we did with it. If it's getting traction, we'll keep it going for a while. And that is it. I really tried to make this as simple as possible so the average person will understand MoveQuest and to keep it short and sweet.
Wonderful, wonderful. You know, it's always good for those that's been around for a while to get a recap. And for those individuals that are new hearing, you know, and trying to, you know, get the reps, if you will, of hearing and understanding the, you know, all the different nuances and intricacies within this platform. It's always good to hear that information. And we definitely appreciate you sharing it with us this evening. One question I just wanted to do for clarification, that last statement that you made, I know that's going to excite a lot of people. I myself have received a good number of messages and phone calls in reference to those individuals that unlocked the 18 docking slots after the 2400, but yet prior to, I'm sorry, after the 2000, but prior to getting to the 2500. So so just to make sure we're on the same page, those individuals will still get those, but at this point in time, it'll be once we get to 2500, or how does that work? Just so everybody can be on the same accord.
Yes, when we get to the 2500.
Okay.
Then the next one will go out. Then the 2600 of Vanguards will go out, 2700 Vanguard, 2800 Vanguard, 2900 Vanguard, 3000 Titan.
Okay. Okay. You know, I know we're going to hit that, but in the event that, because I know this is going to be the next question, but in the event that we did not, that will still be honored for those individuals that came in after the 2000, got their 18, will still get their Titan as well, regardless, correct?
Say that again?
Those individuals that came in after we hit the 2000 mark and got their 18 docking slots unlocked,
Mm-hmm.
they were all due a Titan.
They all got those at 2000.
No. I'm talking about those people that went to 18 after we hit the 2000 mark.
Yeah, when we hit 2500, they'll get them.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm just making sure we're clear. And I believe we're going to get the 2500, so this may be moot, but I know the question is going to come. If we get to 2486, the previous promotion had those individuals that went to 18 docking slots still getting a Titan, just those that went in after the 2000.
When we hit 2500.
Okay. All right.
On the 500s, we give out the Titans. And since we're extending it at 2500, the Titans will go out. I can't do it in between because then I have to sift through all these wallets. So we have to get to 2500. So I just have to run the data and then submit that. That's the one part that we are doing. It's automated, but I have to add the wallets that get them so it doesn't go out to everybody.
Got it. All right. So we are.
I do want to answer this one question. Dave asked, if we don't need new money, why do we keep doing miner sales? Well, your miners are NFTs and they have a market value. And so we sell the miners based on a perceived market value. But when we sell a miner, we don't use that MoveQuest, okay, for anything but liquidity. So when I say we don't need new money, when new money means I need that money to run this project. I need that money for profit in my pocket. I need that money to make this project operate. And we don't even use that new money from miners being minted. That money just simply goes back into the vault and it's used for liquidity in the future, meaning it gets paired to USDT, which stabilizes the market value of your token and it drives the value of your miners up in value. Meaning, when we lock MoveQuest for a miner, let's say, I give this example and I'm going to do it for simple math. Let's say MoveQuest is $1 today and you want to mint a Vanguard, which is $175. It's going to take 175 MoveQuest today because MoveQuest is $1. But if MoveQuest goes, and we've locked it now, okay, let's say we lock it right there at $1, but MoveQuest now goes up to $175. Now when somebody mints a Vanguard, it only takes one MoveQuest token, not 175. Because we've locked it, the market value goes up, it takes less. You're also mining less. And so it's all about a balancing act. It's all about an action that's been taken and the reaction to it. It's all math. And so, yes, we do sell the miners because they are an NFT token and they do have a market value. But we don't use it for anything but liquidity. The ecosystem itself is sustainable from the community's engagement. Every time you do something within the ecosystem, it's generating that liquidity. The market value of the MoveQuest token that's been on Avalanche for 1 year does not have one single investor. It does not have one person outside of the ecosystem who has deposited liquidity. It is completely thriving off of the community's engagement. And so that's what we mean when we say we don't need the new money. I could give away millions and millions and millions of these miners. And trust me, you know how easy it would be for me to build the community just doing that? I could give these out all day long until the cows come home. It would never touch this project, would never hurt this project. You know what it would do? I gave out 1 million of them today at no cost. It would be 1 million people mining with 18 miners that are submitting every single day. Do you know what that would do for the liquidity? Boom. It would shoot that puppy way up. It would have one of the heaviest pools in the crypto market. But how fair would that be to the community who is looking for the market value on their NFTs? Why? Because you get to swap them, you get to trade them, you get to lease them. And so you want that market value. So it's all about the ecosystem. It's all about you as a user and what that market value means to you on your NFT token miners. It'd be much easier for me to just say, hey, to the entire globe, come on in. They're free. You don't have to spend a dime until you get into the ecosystem. That would be the easiest thing for me to do. But I have to think about the community and what the token value means to them and what it means in the long run when it comes to your leasing of these miners and what it means when these miners are too expensive to mint or to buy when it may cost $50,000 for a Titan instead of 800 because we locked that MoveQuest. And if it took 175, let's say we locked it today at $1 and it took 175 MoveQuest, when the MoveQuest is at $1,000, it would still take 175 MoveQuest. That means a Vanguard would cost $175,000. Now, Dave, if you own miners, wouldn't you want to be able to sell your miners to have $175,000 market value? Or would you rather we just give them out and your miners have no value to you at all? So that's what we mean when we say we don't need the new money. And that is why we sell the miners, because they do have a market value. And the market value will continue to go up. But we don't use that money for anything except liquidity. And so this project doesn't need the new money. So I hope that I've clearly answered that question. For anybody in the future, that is why. Okay, so the Phantom from Alicia. Will new people have to open all 9 docks with the Phantom? The Phantom Trailblazers do not require dock slots to be unlocked. There's no cost at all. The only thing you have to do, download the app, create a dApp wallet, fund it with AVAX, claim your Phantom miners, and start moving. Submit on a daily basis. You'll have 90 days to use those Phantoms. And then at that time, with our running promotion, we're going to run it for 90 days. So as long as you unlock your first, dock slots 2 through 10, then the MoveQuest will unlock the remaining 8. That promotion will run for 90 days past September 1st. And then, once the promotion is over, you would have to spend $80 per slot to unlock them, and each slot comes with its own miner for free at no cost. So again, to answer Dave's question, we give you miners when you unlock the dock slot. So that right there, also, we're giving every single person 1 miner per dock slot. So even for a person to come into our ecosystem, they don't have to buy a miner to get started because we provide you with a miner for every dock slot that you unlock. Now, if you want higher powered miners, you have to upgrade those miners through the evolution, or you have to get the vanguards through one of the hatcheries. So even to take Dave's question a step further, there's not a single person that comes into MoveQuest that has to spend a dime first for a miner, because we equip you with those when you unlock your mining dock slots, which are inside the ecosystem. So just to take that a step further, if you leave your balance in the golden hatchery, can you pull out the daily rewards? Nope. So if you withdraw your daily rewards, it's claiming everything out. So it has a period of time in the golden hatchery that you are locking your MoveQuest for. And so to claim your reward, it's just going to take the claim right in and deposit it to your balance. Now, once the time is up on the golden hatchery, you can withdraw whatever amount you want to and leave whatever you want in. But you can't add to it. You'd have to come through the nesting, or you'd have to come through the incubator. So once you do withdraw everything out of the golden hatchery, the only way to get back into the golden hatchery is to come back through the incubator or the nesting hatchery. Okay, we answered that. Okay, does claiming through the golden hatchery affect our Titan bonus? Does claiming? I don't understand that question. How much are we earning per MoveQuest in the nest? I'll let you know on the nest, and the incubator is 0.001846, and it's a quarter of that in the nesting. So it's like 0.0004 something. I can't remember. And the golden hatchery is 0.003, but I don't remember all the numbers behind it. The Titan promotion, when you unlock to your 18th dock slot, every 500 wallets that do that, we reward a Titan to those wallets. So for those of you that got started with the 18 dock slots, the very first, I think we're at 1500 was our first one. So they got a Titan at 1500. Everybody got a Titan at 2000. Everybody will get a Titan at 2500. And so there was like 4 Titans have already gone out. So you can almost fill up your dock slots. I think you could end up with, if you got started right in that first week when we started that promotion, I think 10 Titans is what a person can end up with if we make it to the 5,500 wallets. Still waiting for the rest of her. If she did that today, she may be still waiting, but we had processed all of them this morning. There are some that we took to 9 dock slots, and then they opened up to 10. We aren't going to take you to 18 if we already gave you dock slots up to 9. There's like 90 wallets that are like that. The nest hatchery, all the hatcheries should be ready and available on the 1st of September. Everybody's received the last Vanguard distribution. Every single person has. And every time somebody sends me a wallet and says they didn't, I show them they did. They aren't claimable yet. Okay, that is the mass. No, the ones from here are claimable. So they just need to go to their mining dock and claim their Vanguards. Now, I don't know if everybody realizes this or not, but go look at your inventory, because if you shared MoveQuest with anybody, every time that 18th dock slot is unlocked, whoever referred that person gets a Vanguard. Those we haven't set in the claims yet, but that will be coming shortly. So they just appear in your inventory, and a lot of people don't even realize why they got them or that they even did get them. And so that is one of the referral rewards. When you share MoveQuest with somebody who unlocks all 18 dock slots, you get a free Vanguard. That even includes the 8 dock slots that we give away to people. If you just download the app, Vincent, it will give you the walkthroughs. But if you go to our website, MoveQuest.com, at the bottom, you'll see like our Discord, our WhatsApp, our Facebook, and somebody will help you there. We also offer customer support in Zoom. We have all kinds of videos inside the app that can help you get started. So I would definitely try to get into one of our channels where you can connect with somebody. Well, MoveQuest, let's see here. I don't know how many, if there's a lot of questions, I'm not going to keep you guys here till midnight. We got like 15 more minutes. Let me see here. Members that started, let's see where somebody had left a question I was trying to answer. Completing the courses on Bullish Moon, if they're related to MoveQuest, will give you a better understanding for sure. So the ones that are in reserve, those won't go out until there's a demand for the token. And so you can't get credit for those because they're not even in circulation yet. They can't go in circulation until we hit a demand for the token. Somebody was asking something about projects. I want to try to find that because that's an important question. Did that somehow get dismissed or something here?
No, I think it's the one.
Did I answer it?
The one right underneath that? Knighton, Diva Knighton.
Let me go see. I didn't see it in there. Where was it under?
Will MoveQuest Labs offer or have some type of launch pad to help projects?
Yes. In fact, that will be also live on our website on September 1st. So projects, they will also be able to let us know what chain they're on, so we can add that chain if need be. And we also help them, if they're a new project, we help them get started. We do, even Nick can speak on that. They control all of their own. They get to use our miners for people to mine their token, and they control their smart contracts and their submissions and liquidity and all that stuff. So it gives them access to our mining platform for their project, and it gives them control over just as if it was their own mining launch pad. I don't know why this thing keeps shooting up and down, but it does. Oh, I just seen Diva's question. So yeah, we're really excited about our project section that's coming for projects that want to use our platform for mining. Yeah, that's ongoing, Mike. The Vanguard reward, when a referrer opens up the 18 slots, the referrer will get the Vanguard. That's been in play for a few months now, and it will always be there. When we get the time to run the reserve tokens, yes, but you could go and add up what you've mined from August 1st to January 31st, and you'll get the same count that we do. No, the phantoms, they expire and disappear. So your phantom miners are not NFTs. They are a virtual miner and they have a shelf life. So when the 90th day is up and you've submitted on that 90th day, it disappears. If you don't submit on the 90th day, it disappears. But we've extended it from 30 to 90 days, so people really get to use them instead of more the 30-day one miner. That was kind of like really didn't give you the impact of what the mining rewards are like. And instead of it being more like a little free trial, we really wanted to extend it so people could actually, get the full feel of what MoveQuest is about. Not only that, 90 days has an impact on your health, where 30 days doesn't really have as much of an impact on your health. So we really wanted people to be able to use it for a longer period of time before they decided, to spend money on higher powered miners. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Is this a daily action or is it automatically going to happen on a daily basis? You have to submit on a daily basis, and the hatcheries are automated as long as you submit. If you don't submit that day, you don't get the hatchery rewards for that day. So you want to make sure you submit to get that benefit. And also add up the hatcheries that you're mining rewards from and include it with your daily proof of physical activity mining reward. I don't know if a lot of people do that or not, but that really does increase the amount of mining rewards that you have. The Binance rollout is not taking place on September 1st, but shortly after. We have to wrap all this stuff up first so we can finish updating the Binance Smart Chain to have all of the same features. The MoveQuest features, the hatcheries and all that, they happen here. But we haven't increased the mining dock slots. We haven't increased the fees. We haven't done anything on the Binance Smart Chain yet. That'll come after the 1st. I haven't completely decided on the golden hatchery. I'm still working the numbers on that for the length of time that you hold them there. Well, that's a good question on the golden hatchery. I'm not sure how that was created, if you have to roll them all into the golden or just some of them. I'll find out for you, though. I'm not sure. Well, Waleed is here, so I'm not sure how he wrote that contract. No. So if we hit the 5,500 dock slots, that does not mean that everybody ends up with the full 10 Titans. And it never was that way. You have to be in your Titan starts at the milestone you entered. So if you entered at 1,500, those people in that block, they would get them also at 2,000, also at 2,500. Now, if you enter at 2,500 or before, so when the next one comes out at 2,500, then you would get one at 2,500, you would get one at 3,000, you'd get one at 3,500, 4,000, 4,500, and 5,000. If you entered at 4,000, you're going to get one at 4,000, 4,500, 5,000. If you entered at 4,500, you're going to get one at 4,500 and 5,000. So it doesn't backdate. It's all about jumping in quick and getting it done. It's not going to reward you all the way back if you didn't take advantage of it all the way back. So you got to jump in at whichever milestone you want, and then you get them all after that. Time when the snapshot was taken, am I able to send me the compromised wallet or go into customer support, Clint, your compromised and your new wallet, so we can verify that, and then I can figure out what to do from there. No, because not everybody wants to undock all of their miners. Some of them just want to undock one. There's no fee to undock. There's no fee to redock. I know it's time consuming, but it allows the person to pick and choose what miners they want to undock. Might be possible for Wally to add a feature in there where you could undock all or just undock one at a time. But if it's time intensive or it involves rewriting a smart contract, I wouldn't do it. We put too much time and effort into these smart contracts to have to rewrite them, and migrations and all that stuff takes time and a lot of money to do. So if it's something that he can add and it's feasible, that's definitely a feature that would be beneficial. But if it's beyond that point of updating that contract by September 1st, then I would say that we wouldn't do that. I guess TD, you're going to have to go into customer support. If that is the case, I haven't found mistakes yet. So, uh, Sonia needs a Spanish speaking sponsor. Is there anybody, Herschel, that we know of that can do that?
I'm sure we can find someone in the community that speaks Spanish. Yes.
Okay. Boosting your additional mining power on your miners starts September 1st. Also, all the miners are going to be able to increase their mining power along with the Titans. The Titans obviously can go to 1,000% and beyond based on elements and attribute bonuses. And that will start on September 1st. Boosts and the miners' mining power increase, that will all start on September 1st. I don't know, TD, if that's the case or not. I've noticed that my MoveQuest mining rewards are higher, and you can undock miners. You don't have to use them all. That gives you control over the amount that you're spending per day to mine. So if you don't want to mine with 18, you don't have to. If you only want to mine, if you are actually getting the same amount of MoveQuest with your other miners and you don't see an increase in your mining rewards, I would go back to the way that you were mining. But that's not the case over across the board. So you could just go back to doing what you were doing. It wouldn't cost you 1.5 times. I'd have to see that, to really give much more of a comment on it. But you're in total control. You can undock, go back to your old miners. You don't have to use higher powered miners. You don't have to use 18. You can mine with 2. You can mine with 3. Just because you have 18 dock doesn't mean you have to mine with 18 every day. It's not automated. It's an action that you have to do if you want to compound the MoveQuest. See, we don't manage anything, so you would have to do that. Now, if it's a feature that Waleed can add that says, but I don't know. Now you're talking blockchain, so it starts to get a little bit technical because you have to make these calls to a smart contract. There's not a whole lot of automation with blockchain. It's making calls through smart contracts to execute an action that's recorded to the blockchain. So it's a little bit different than your typical everyday, type of task with a website. You can have multiple cards going in the golden hatchery. You can have multiple cards in the nesting hatchery. You can have multiple cards in the incubator. I'm not sure what promo you're meaning. So, Alicia, when you open up 2 through 10, if she opened up 2 through 11, I don't know that, right? Because I'm not checking the 11 slots. It's 2 through 10. So people have to be aware of that. You're going to have to let me know that she's sitting at 11 and I need to open up to 18. I don't check the 11th dock slot. I just check the 10s. You know how long it would take me to check those? It's not automated that way because this is a promo that's not written into our infrastructure. This is outside of it, something that I just sprung on everybody that I was doing. So I'm going to have that wallet. If you know somebody that can get to me, or if you're on WhatsApp, send me the wallet so I can be aware that it needs to be done. Or you can email us at hello@movequest.com. All of these features that we're talking about will begin on September 1st, with the exception of challenges and leasing. The leasing will start at a later date when we have a demand for the leasing. Challenges, I'd like to see them get started as soon as possible, but I don't have a date for you on those yet. So it's not us that requires the third-party app for your sleep. It's the actual your phone or the fitness app that you're using, whether it be Health Connect or whether it be Apple Health. And I use a fitness watch. I use my Apple Watch. So my sleep, I wear my watch at night and it automatically comes through. Used to be your iPhone would listen to your breathing patterns and it would come through your iPhone. I don't know if it does anymore or not. But it's not a MoveQuest requirement. We just get the data that you give us permission to get in read only format. And we don't use any third-party systems, and all of our code is written from scratch, so we have no third-party system. So if you're using a third-party app for us to get that data, you can go into customer support. They can help figure it out. If maybe you've got something configured wrong, that's a possibility. I am really the wrong person to ask. One, I'm terrible with Androids, and I can't help with those. And the majority of people have Androids. Yes, to the moon for sure. Thank you, Derek. If they, that's a good question. So another question for you, Waleed. If someone has the 10 incubator hatchery spots, they would need to deposit 10 separate ones into the golden hatchery, or is there a way to combine those cards? So that's a good question. I could see where that could get a little bit, time consuming if you have to claim the compound on 10 different cards. Claim it every 10 days or hold them and not claim for how long? You're going to have to be a little more thorough on that question. I'm not sure what that even means. Um, everything on CoinMarketCap, I don't see any issue why it won't be there on September 1st. Yes, less than 10 seconds to unplug. It doesn't take long. What about ecosystem liquidity that you said that it remains 5%? Is it completely 100% or does it remain small? Again, really money. I don't know what that question means. You know what, Chris? I don't know if a bot can be created to constantly remind people on wallet security and the admin mods impersonations. Quite frankly, we've told everybody we don't contact you, we don't give you, phishing links. Be secure, be safe. I mean, you're only going to get scammed once or twice, and you're going to pay attention. So maybe everybody needs to just go through it. I don't know before they actually get it. We can only warn people. Even myself, have fallen, to those stupid things. I've lost over $250,000, probably closer to $500,000 from being scammed over the years. It hasn't happened to me since I was in Dubai 4 years ago, but I really learned my lesson that time. So I think maybe they just have to experience, losing it. I don't know. Still considering using unclaimed bullish moon tokens for Titan Power. Titan's Power. Again, I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Maybe what you mean is if you submit for the bullish moon token, will that increase your mining power? And yes, we're going to add that as well. But as far as using unclaimed bullish moon tokens for Titan's Power, I've never said anything like that, so I don't know what that means. Are the plans to get the MoveQuest token to any major exchanges in the future? I am never going to put it up on a centralized exchange. We don't need to be on a major exchange. If we're on Binance, for example, Binance likes you to buy your way up or to promise them buckets and buckets of tokens. We have no allocation of tokens to give to anybody because we don't allocate them. I'm not going to pay Binance Smart Chain to put me on their exchange because we don't need to be on their exchange. They can add us themselves. They don't need our permission. And so when our token market value is high enough, when our community size is large enough, they'll add us without our permission. So we will get there eventually, but I'm not going to pay to go on a centralized exchange. The new element descriptions will be out on September 1st as well on your dashboard. Yes, MoveQuest will be a September to remember. you please go over the upcoming marketing roadmap? Probably on our next call. I'm not going to do it tonight because of the late hour. Is it because of the total shares has increased 60%, so our MoveQuest daily distribution has gone down? Actually, we went from 2,500 to 3,000 MoveQuest per day. So we actually are distributing more than what we were distributing. And if the selling pressure continues, we'll back it back down to 2,500 a day. That will decrease the amount that's going out in distribution every day. Instead of increasing it to 4,000, we'll decrease it back down to 2,500, which will drive the market value up where it should be, and give you more market value on the token. No problem, CJ.
Miss Lynette.
So,
I just want to throw this one in here real quick because I know Miss Sonia was in need of Spanish speaking assistance. Nick as well as Lori have graciously shared that the Bullish Moon community has a good number of Spanish speaking MoveQuest members that can assist or what have you. So I just sent a message out for her to provide me her contact info so that I can put them in touch. So anybody else that's in the community
awesome.
that needs Spanish speaking assistance, or if you have a Spanish speaking community that you think may be interested, we can also provide assistance in helping get it explained as well. So just want to throw that in.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Thank you. That's awesome that you guys are doing that. So you told us last update to not claim your tokens and to hold them. Well, I didn't tell you not to. I never tell you guys what to do with your tokens. What I said was part of your mining power increasing will be based on how long you hold your MoveQuest token. So let's say you had 40 days you didn't claim. That could be 4% additional mining power on all of your miners. Okay, so all your miners would increase in mining power if you didn't claim. If you had, like me, I've got like 150 days or 60 days or something like that. That would boost my miners, like 150 volts. It'd give me an extra 150% mining power. So the longer you don't claim, the higher your mining power is going to be. But those of you that need to claim them, you can claim them. But it will help increase your mining power, the longer that you don't claim them. I was reading another one. Where have I lost my spot? So CJ is asking, where would I be happy? So 7,600 people added to our community who unlock their 18 dock slots and are mining every day would drive the market value of MoveQuest on a low end. It would depend on the sellers of 750 and as high as $1,200. It doesn't take much. Look at where the market value is right now. We only have just over 4,000 people submitting in our community. 25,000 users in our community would stabilize that market value in the $1,200 mark based on our already typical selling pressure that we have. And so 7,600 would drive it up. But if the selling pressure continued and you didn't see a lot of community growth, you'd see it settling down into the $750 range. But that's pretty massive if you think about it. That's some really good money that you're making to become healthy and build that crypto portfolio. And that doesn't even include the Bullish Moon token and the other projects that we're working with right now. I'm trying these questions just keep bouncing. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Somebody asked to explain what happened to Dubai. Honestly, I'm completely at a loss on the Dubai situation. So as my driver was taking me and a friend back to um, our hotel, and he'd taken us back and forth multiple times over the last, like, we were there for, I was there, I think, for a month. And he had asked for me to put our hotel's address on his phone. And of course, my girlfriend sitting next to me, she's like, no, 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 don't do that. Don't touch his phone, blah, blah, blah. He knows where we're going. Well, she's a lot more rude than I am. And I took his phone. Well, I had my phone sitting on my lap and I had his phone over mine. Contactless pay is the only thing that I can assume because I literally handed him back his phone. And before we had gotten back to the hotel, I had opened up my crypto wallet for something and it was all gone. Everything was like, went from what my balances were to zero. I'm still trying to figure that one out, but that's the only thing I can figure. Just like the other day, I was driving somewhere for my daughter's wedding, and somebody in my truck, one of her girlfriends, and had accidentally set my phone on hers, and it ding connect to this phone. I'm like, what the hell is that? So it's something to do with that. I get 34 days. Okay. In a way to leverage ad spend, can smart contracts be made to fund charities? Yes. For those who would like, yes, 100%. And we are planning on doing that, Walter. We have a lot of things planned to do, charitable works, also working with students. Isaac is really heavy into working with the military, working with students. In fact, part of what we're doing in Chicago is, working with different athletic groups and youth. And one of the things that we're trying to figure out, teenagers or 17, 18, 20, 21 in college, they don't have really money to do the submissions. What we can do to help them cover submissions for X amount of days till they learn the system and can do it themselves. So any ideas you have, Walter, on that would be great. Ralph, may I get Titans for longevity? I know it's going to be a no answer, but why not ask? MoveQuest is we're giving as many Titans away as we can, Ralph. You got them 18 dock slots open, so you got to be bringing in some Titans. Let's see. The Chicago event. Isaac Moody can answer more to that. It's their Renaissance Festival that they're holding there. But he's really more in tune to what that all entails than I am. Try to see if I mentioned anything or if I missed anything. The MoveQuest app also shows you what you're mining. I don't know if we're missing something, Waleed, there that we don't have that was on the Binance chain, but let's see, what was that? Can we add the where? Can we add? I know it keeps bouncing again. Must be people are adding questions. Where we can see the number amount of miners in the inventory section on the app. Can you add a number, Waleed, so they know the number of miners that they have in their inventory section? I'm sure we can. I haven't decided if I want to do a sliding ski scale or not, a sliding fee scale or not, Curtis. I know that we have this promotion coming up. We do have a lot of growth anticipation from projects that are coming in, communities that we've been working with. A lot of them are waiting for us to get all the features in so that they can teach it from beginning to end. These are people that don't really know crypto, a lot of them. So I'm kind of waiting just to see. Plus, right now, if people are going to sell, I really don't have a problem with them selling them when the price is low. For you holders, that's a big deal. There's really not many in circulation. 340,000 MoveQuest tokens currently in wallets. That's nothing when you go and compare that to other projects. It's that, people have become so accustomed to this being almost like a paycheck. That's how stable this is. And for us to maintain the level of liquidity and the market value that we do with the amount of selling that takes place, these are people that continue to mine. So some people are selling it because it has really helped them pay their bills. It's been life changing for them. There are other countries where it doesn't, their cost of living is nowhere near what it is over here in the United States and in some other countries. And so while they're not mining maybe as much, or the amount that they sell, it changes what they're able to do in their lives in those countries. So, I really don't want to adjust things if I don't have to. When predictions are made that the token will hit 1,000, 500, even 150 in just a few months, how is this not a get rich fast program? Well, because we've been mining on the Avalanche chain for a year, Binance chain for almost, well, 3.5 years. It's definitely not a get rich quick scheme. A token going to 150, 500, or even 1,000 is not what I would consider a level of wealth. It's a level of comfort. Where Bitcoin is today, that's wealth. I have a computer that's holding close to $1 billion worth of Bitcoin that I may never ever get my hands on when it was at the $120,000 mark. I don't know what Bitcoin is today. That to me is like that's heavy wealth. But getting the market value up to 1,000, people will be able to sell a smidgen, or as um, Justin likes to call it, a Lenoshi of MoveQuest to cover all their monthly bills. So it's life changing, but it's not going to make you, a billionaire. It's not going to make you a multi-millionaire, but it's going to definitely change your life. And if you've seen how long it took us to get to 4,000 people in our community, I would say that's not a get rich quick scheme. It's your crapshoot projects that come out with all the hype that drag 100,000, a million, 2 million, 3 million people in it and do a big old money grab. Those are your get rich quick schemes where you have irresponsible people that, pull everybody into those and promise them all that fast money, and those are usually the ones that are left holding, a bag of tokens that aren't worth a penny, while everybody else took off with the money because they knew how to manipulate that system. Those projects come and go in 90 days to a year. This is a long-term project to build long-term wealth. It can happen overnight and it happens with very few people. It's the ecosystem and the engagement of the community within the ecosystem. Because every time somebody in the system makes a call to a smart contract, it's banking up liquidity. It's stabilizing the market. And so it's not get rich quick, obviously. It's not get rich quick, right? We're sitting at $5. But it doesn't take a lot of people to get there either. Me and Nick were just talking earlier today. When they first started promoting Bullish Moon in like their first week, they had a couple hundred people that came in. It drove the market value almost up to $20. It doesn't take a lot of people to drive the market value up because the ecosystem is that strong. It's got that much utility behind it. So, just to answer your question as clear as I can, it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's a long-term build. But what you don't see here is what you see in all the other projects. You don't see rug pulls. It's anti-whale. It's very stable. Tons of utility. A lot of use, which is that utility. And it's got a solid ecosystem, and that's why people are still here. And are these predictions based on my inside knowledge? These predictions are based on math, period. I obviously created the project, the algorithms, all the math that goes with it, the, actions, reactions, everything that takes place. So yeah, I can pretty easily tell you what it would take to get to certain market values, and I can tell you what a range would be based on selling behaviors. It's not real difficult when you have a solid system that actually is based on math. Right now we don't have any plans to add any other hatcheries. These would be the three. I say I have open dock 18. It goes through, and after my dock slot shows locked. What could be the problem? Check and see if your network is low. If you have a bad network connection, it also could be the RPC node that you're using for your network settings within your DApp wallet. Thank you, Catherine. I love MoveQuest. It's taken 4 years of my life, also Waleed's, and many of you who are here that have been here since day one, but it's definitely been worth it. And yep, I love it too. I think that's all the questions. So if Isaac wants to talk about the Chicago event, for those of you that are interested in maybe going, and then Waleed, if you can answer just those couple of questions, if you remember what they were.
Hey, Lynette, yeah, sure. What questions do you have about
Somebody
Chicago?
they were just asking what the event was about, when it was. I think maybe, I don't know if they were, considering going or not,
Oh,
maybe the
okay.
dates.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
kind of a
Well,
quick overview, what we're doing, why
absolutely.
we're there.
But for those who are here, it's their 20th anniversary for their Renaissance Festival, where they bring out over 100 local vendors. You have the leaders in Chicago, surrounding areas that come out and do a lot of things for the community. They have a concert which will cap off the night at the end. But if you go on to Facebook, if you have it, you can pull up Renaissance Festival Chicago, and you'll see what they did last year. They're expecting about 20 plus thousand people there this year as well. It starts at 10 a.m. It ends at 8 p.m. So it's a one-day event. It's a one-day festival. But what we are going to be doing out there is we're going to be there to actually register people into MoveQuest and Bullish Moon. I think Nick is coming as well. But we're going to be there to register people into our project. And this is how you change the economic aspects of certain areas, demographics, and people understanding cryptocurrency. Many people are afraid to venture into it, but understand we're at about what 1.5% of the people in the world population that's actually in using cryptocurrency. Now imagine when we get to 5 or 10% of the people, or 50%. Do you do it now and reap the benefits of your effort at the beginning, or do you wait until, like people, I told them about Bitcoin at 3 cents. They didn't do it 16 years ago. Now we're at $118,000, and everybody's calling me talking about, hey, I need to buy some Bitcoin, right? So imagine having all of this information right now today at your fingertips, being a part of something that's greater than any other piece of technology out there, and understanding that our tokenomics are based off the premise of Bitcoin. We are in a place that we can change your lives possibly forever, but you have to do the work. This is not about the project. This is really about you. MoveQuest gives you the availability and the technology and all of the resources to accomplish your goals, but you actually have to get out and do the actual activities, meaning you have to move every day. You have to sleep every day. The calories you burn, the distance that you operate in within your movement or activity throughout the day. These things are things that you control 100%. So if you really think about it, you're not investing into the project, because that's not what we are. You're investing in you and your capabilities of achieving your goals, long-term or short-term goals, however be it, but you're in full control of it. So we're actually spreading the word globally. Like you guys know, we're already global. And so what we're simply doing is expanding the horizons of people who don't have access or may not understand what crypto is all about, so that they can also flourish. And we're going to go from city to city to country to country. And for those of you that know me, I'm traveling to Asia, I'm traveling to South America, I'm traveling to Europe. Everywhere I could possibly be to share the information about MoveQuest. This is my number one priority. So again, it's not about what other people do, it's about what you do. And so this event in Chicago is literally going to be a one-day event on 6th September. I'll get in town on the 5th of September. I'll be leaving on the 8th of September. So if you're in the area, you're coming to the area, if you want to link up, if you have people in the area and you can't reach them, I will definitely ensure that I get you my information so that I could possibly do some work that you may not be able to. Or Lynette may be able to talk to some people because I'm doing something else. It's amazing how teamwork makes the dream work. So if you have any questions, please shoot me a message in our chat or shoot me a message on WhatsApp, and I'll be glad to get back to you.
Awesome. Yeah, there's so many people in our community that's willing to help with you guys, with anybody in the community. And Isaac, he's been here from day one, so he definitely knows pretty much everything there is to know, I think. I don't know if there's anything he doesn't know. Every now and then he'll get stuck on something that happens in the app, like a error or something or not error, but like RPC things or whatever. But somebody just, asked me to share with everybody too. One of the best cold storages for your tokens is an old phone that you don't have a data plan on and that you only open when you're on your own private Wi-Fi connection. Never use like a hotel Wi-Fi or a public Wi-Fi because those are not secure. And shut your Bluetooth off on your phone that you're using as a cold storage. Now you have to have your Bluetooth on for your data to come through, I believe, on the phones. I can't remember for what feature it is, but Bluetooth is required. And then Waleed just answered me in WhatsApp. So you have to deposit card by card, and it has to be the full card for the Golden Hatchery. So when you're coming out of the incubator, if you have multiple cards, just don't deposit one of the cards if you need MoveQuest because the whole card has to be transferred into the Golden. Otherwise, you have to claim it all. So card by card, and it can't be a portion of a card. We will add your number of miners in your inventory. I'm not sure what Waleed meant by they. Oh yeah, okay, I do know what he meant. Never mind. I'm not even going to say it because I already did. Then he says, no, not a portion. Then he says they can do portions initially and handle them as cards. So Waleed, you're probably going to have to come in and answer that one. And then Chris had asked, is it possible to create a demand meter that shows when there's a demand for the token in the market? Like basically a meter that would say, okay, there's a demand for the token, that it would need, it's a good time to sell. I'm not sure if that would be considered giving financial advice. That would be my only question with that. But I can tell you the easiest way is I'm going to share my screen right now just so I can share this with you because I think this is the easiest way if you're in question, like if you're trying to see whether you should sell or not. You can go to like Deck Screener and you put in the pool contract address. In fact, I'll paste this into the chat there for everybody. If you come here and you look, right, to me, this is just terrible. There was 800 and almost 40,000 in liquidity yesterday. You've got 193 sellers and 11 buyers. Okay, that's your first sign there's not a demand to sell the token. So you got 193 sellers that really shouldn't have sold if they were looking at this from a financial level in the crypto world. You've got $13,000 in buys, 13,000 in sell volume, so it's kind of equal there. But that's a lot of selling pressure. If those hadn't sold, it would have increased the market value by $13,000. People would have been buying up MoveQuest, not basically buying what was sold. Then you would have seen the market value go up. So in this right here, this 106 million It's nowhere near that. They're basing that FDV on 21 million MoveQuest tokens at the $5.06 mark. So there's a lot of overselling that takes place. And it just tells me the community isn't really, they're not really, they don't really care so much about the market value. They're just happy they can sell every day, even if it is just 20 or 30 bucks or 50 bucks or whatever that they're selling. And if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. But what will change that is a growing community. When you come over here, you go to MoveQuest, let's see, and you go to the global stats. You can see here, if you go down here on August 11th, we had 4,500 submissions. But yesterday it's down 4,100. So it's 400 wallets that haven't submitted that we're submitting, on the 11th of August. So you really need to keep those submissions up too. That's another thing to look at. The submissions are lower. You're mining more MoveQuest that you're getting in your wallet, but the market value isn't going to go up, or the liquidity isn't going to be as high for the injection. I think yesterday it added over $80,000, maybe even closer to 100,000 in liquidity that it triggered. And that was because it was stabilizing the market value. And it's done a couple of market corrections where it will temporarily remove when somebody is oversold or there's been some overselling. It'll temporarily remove anywhere from 3 to 5% of the liquidity. It'll use a portion that it removed to buy MoveQuest to bring the market value back up, and then it deposits that liquidity back in to stabilize it at the newer, higher market value. It doesn't do those too often, but it does do them on occasion. But there was a significant amount of liquidity added yesterday to stabilize it. And some of that is because the submissions were a little lower. There's a lot of things that play into that algorithm as to what determines how much liquidity is bought or market corrections. We are currently have 85,000 miners that are docked. The one thing you can look at is, how many Trailblazers. Navigators pay 5 cents per navigator. Trailblazers pay 10 cents. Explorers pay 15. Vanguards are 20, and Titans are 40. Maybe give or take, a penny here or there on the Titans, or a percentage of a penny. So if everybody was submitting that have miners that are docked, the liquidity that would be coming in on a daily basis would be almost double what it actually is. And so that would also offset the seller. So there's so many things that play into this. It's not just not selling, right? You've got your sellers. They're always going to be here. And we figure that anyway into the algorithms. We figure the whole 3,000 MoveQuest every single day are going to be sold. And so our algorithms are based on worst case scenario, not best case scenario. So it's already figured in that everybody's going to sell every single token they mine. Miners role, if you're a miner, miners are collecting tokens to sell when there is demand. Okay, that's what the role of a miner is. You're collecting these tokens from mining so that you can sell them at the highest market value possible for that demand. So if you weren't selling, the liquidity that's coming through from the engagement within the ecosystem, it would allow the market value to go up, and it would stabilize the higher market values. But the algorithm in the ecosystem, it won't correct it for sellers, right? It will stabilize it for the demand. It'll stabilize it for holders. But it's not going to drive up a market value when the overselling is there, because what's the point in that, right? That doesn't even make sense to do that. So it's not even set up or designed that way. It's set up to stabilize the market value that the community is happy with. And so if you have overselling, then the algorithm naturally thinks the community is happy at $5. And if the community is happy at $5, then the ecosystem is happy at $5 too. So it'll let it stay at the $5 mark, and it will just inject liquidity to keep it stabilized at $5, because the behavior within the community is basically telling the algorithm, you like that price. If the selling stopped or tapered off, then the algorithm knows, oh, wait a minute, The community actually wants a higher market value, and it will start to do what the community is showing it wants. But right now, the community just says, okay, only a percentage of the miners that are docked are submitting. So you don't have a full engaged community. There's only a percentage of the community that's engaged. We have 9,941 wallets that are mining. But if you only have 4,100 that are submitting, that's less than 50% that are engaged in the ecosystem. Okay, the algorithm looks at that. The algorithm looks at the selling pressure. If you have 195 sellers and 11 buyers, that's telling the ecosystem and the algorithm the community loves the token to be at $5. This is where you're happy. And so the algorithm will keep it there. It will inject and it will stabilize it so the community is happy at the market value they want. That's what you're telling the ecosystem. If you want the market value to be higher, it happens two ways. One, the selling pressure declines, so the algorithm knows it wants a higher market value. And then community growth, which is going to drive the market value up, is telling the ecosystem, whew, you got to get busy. You need to start injecting more liquidity. You need to start, it starts to work with the growth of the community. The algorithm is designed to do exactly what the community drives it to do. So hopefully everybody understands how this all works. So it's unique in the way it operates. It basically is there to please the community, and the community is telling the algorithm what you're happy at. So if you're not happy at the $5 market price, then the selling pressure needs to back off until there's a demand so the ecosystem can jump in and do what it's designed to do. So hopefully that made sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Miss Lynette, we kept them 2 hours this time, so we're gonna go ahead and let everybody go as well as yourself. And as always, we appreciate you taking the time out each week to come and actually share with the community so we can all get our heads wrapped around having a better understanding of everything that we have in front of us. Mr. Hayden Andre, Mr. Isaac Moody, I want to thank you two gentlemen for joining in with us this evening as well. It was very much appreciated having you guys here to share your thoughts, opinions, outlooks, and activities with the community.
Yep, hold on.
Yep.
Before you let him go, Christopher is asking if I can give what the bullish moon is sitting at currently, and I absolutely can do that for you. That will give me just 2 seconds for those of you who are curious. Give me a second here to pull this up, because I definitely can tell you that. Well, I gotta find it here. Hold on. I got to find what the heck? Where's it at? I'm getting there. Found it. Okay, hold on. So we have been mining on the bullish moon token for 58 days. I can tell you here. Hold on. 43,500 bullish moon tokens have currently been mined. Right now, bullish moon is just for now, right? But remember, it doesn't list till December 1st. So you've got from today until December 1st, everything, all that submission goes to liquidity. But currently, if it was to list right now today, the market value of bullish moon would list at $7.02. How's that for an upcoming token listing? Not too shabby, huh?
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, so right now it's looking, if everything keeps going just as is, you're looking at a $25 to $30 listing price on Bullish Moon. If the engagement on the Bullish Moon increases, you could be looking at anywhere from a $40 to $50 listing price.
Let's go.
Oh, that link. Hold on. I got to do this. How do I do this so that people can get a link? Herschel, is there a place to put this?
Yeah, 1 second. 1 second. Let me fix that.
Do I do it in chat? Oh, no, chat.
No, I'm about to get that situated so that you can do that. Go ahead and put it in the chat.
Oh, whoops. I posted over a typo that somebody caught in our app and I overrode my link. Hold on here. I'm going to come back and get it and I'll post that. So this is the link to Duck Screener. If you guys like to use something besides Duck Screener, just take the 0x. That's the contract address that ends in 48199. And you can put that into any exchange that you want to use. So everybody can see that. It just says to hosts and panelists.
Oh, everybody got it.
All right. Very good. So how do you guys like that bullish moon listing market value? Not too shabby, huh?
Not too shabby at all. Let's keep it moving, everybody. Keep it moving. Ms. Lynette, once again, we want to thank you for your time and attention to detail this evening. Isaac, Hayden, you gentlemen have a wonderful rest of your evening. For everybody else in the MoveQuest community, once again, thank you for being here, staying, listening, learning, understanding, and helping continue to promote this wonderful project. Until next time.
For sure. Oh, bullish moon will have hatcheries too, just so everybody knows. Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah. Hello, Betty. Earn MQT every stride. Build your bag, don't let it slide. Come, step by step, I'm stacking gold. Every mile a story told. Feet on fire, hearts unfold. Run it up, chase the dream. Coins and sweat, a winning team. Move to earn, move to live. MoveQuest shows what life can give. Earn MQT every stride. Build your bag, don't let it slide. Move to earn, move to live. MoveQuest shows what life can give. Earn MQT every stride. Build your bag, don't let it slide. Every step's a fortune chase. Huddle strong, keep up the pace. Freedom's written in this race. I know your coins, hold your ground. Watch the value spin around. Financial freedom feels so sweet. One more step, a new heart.